Yo, what's up guys? I got PokeaimMD here with another Wi-Fi battle. This time we have week 7 of the WBE. And this time we're actually taking on the creator of the Draft League site that we use, my boy AutoMatthic. So go ahead and check him out. His channel link will be down below. Great stuff. And it's pretty cool. I think this is my first time playing him. It might be my first time playing him in Draft. It could be my second. He actually took over Gator's team. So that also would have been my first time playing Gator. But yeah, Auto has a really bulky team with Mandibuzz, Toxapex, the G-Max Alcremie is really nice, and of course like Ferrothorn, so really nice defensive pivots, as well as the Rune, and then he has some good offensive threats like Espeon, giving him a good speed tier, as well as Diggersby, and even the Rotom. So definitely some threats this week. One thing I did want to know, guys, is that if you want to pick up the merch for or if you want to pick up the Drop a Dreepy merch, I believe today is the last day that it will be available. So if you guys want to support the NY Dreepys, feel free to. I could be wrong on that, but I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be shouting it out anymore. That's for sure. If the store is still open on Teespring, then that's cool. But I'm pretty sure this is the last day. But yeah, so Auto has definitely a scary team. And I don't know, I'm feeling... The big thing about this is that I have to play my week 7, week 8, and my APA week 1 all in. We haven't played Auto yet. I actually play them tomorrow, but we have to play it all. I have to play it all like in the same day, just because I'm going away on vacation. So it kind of like messed with the schedule a little bit, which is fine. It's completely fine. Just something I had to adapt to. So I feel like I didn't spend as much time like I usually do. But I want to give a big shout out to Soul Gazer for working with me on this, and of course Gypsy King for giving some input as well. But first off, we have Choice Band Cinderace. I've been really excited to bring this Pokemon. Yes, they do have Toxapex. Yes, they do have Flash Fire, Flareon, but that's it. That's it. Choice Band, Pyro Ball, 2 KOs, max defense. Mandibuzz is going to send Ferroseed, Diggersby, Alcremie flying as well, unless it's max defense. The good thing about my Cinderace is that with its special defense investment, it even lives a +6 Dazzling Gleam from Alcremie, as long as it's like a bulkier variant. And if it's a more offensive variant, obviously if it's Gigantamax, that's not the case, but if it's in a regular form, I can knock it out as well with the Choice Band Pyro Ball. We have U-Turn for Momentum. Basically, I go for that when something like Toxapex wants to come out, because that's basically what is going to be coming out on Cinderace. Then I do have Choice Band Zen Headbutt, which will allow me to 2-hit KO defensive Toxapex. I do think that he will be running the Pyapa Berry, though, just because I have Gardevoir on my team, but I could be wrong about that. And last move was kind of a toss-up. I could have put Flare Blitz just for a more accurate scenario than Pyro Ball. Of course, it would give me recoil, but I decided on Court Change just because I'm actually not bringing hazards myself this match. And if he lets me get rid of his Mandibuzz, nothing else on his team besides Espeon has hazard control, because Rotom can't have defog since this is pre-home, which can mean that if he gets up Spikes or Stealth Rock, I can just Court Change them to his side. But otherwise, Flares would be the option. But we have enough speed for Espeon, which is his highest speed tier. If he didn't have that, man, this thing would not need any speed to outspeed his team, basically. And I can go more in bulk. But yeah, we're not bringing the Heavy Duty Boot set this week. We are bringing the Choice Band Cinderace. Next up, we do have Luffy, my Corviknight. And my Corviknight is here to defog, taunt, and Brave Bird also shuts down the Rune. It shuts down Ferroseed. It shuts down Setup Diggersby. It can shut down Toxapex from going for T-Spike, so it's a pretty solid mon in this scenario. Obviously, Brave Bird, his flying resist is Rotom, so it's pretty strong versus his team. And then we do have Defog to get rid of the Toxic Spikes, Stealth Rock, anything he wants to have. The defense EVs and HP allow me to take a +2 Fire Punch from Diggersby, Adamant Nature. The 68 special defense with max HP allow me to take a +1 Max Flare from Alcremie if I'm at full HP. And this is just like a bulkier variant of Alcremie. Basically, I just need a little bit of damage on Alcremie, because the cool thing about Max Flare is he gets up the sun for my Cinderace, so my Pyro Ball is even stronger. But yeah, other options I was considering were Iron Head and U-Turn to be able to pivot in. And I was kind of debating U-Turn versus Taunt right here, just because if Rotom comes out, I can just switch. But it's not like I don't have a good switch into Rotom anyway. And U-Turn would give me momentum if you tried to set up with something, but either way, I think we'll be okay, just because I have 2 strong Choice Banners this week. Of course, we are bringing Choice Band Haxorus as well. We have the Poison Jab to deal with the Alcremie. First impression lets me check Espeon, and I'm okay even if that Espeon has Protect, because I have my Corviknight, which Espeon has trouble breaking through, my Cinderace, which is faster, and Oko's Espeon, and I have a few other Pokemon as well that can deal with Espeon too. But first impression can be good for a setup Diggersby. If it's like Dual Dance or something, it won't run Protect, so first impression can help me check that. We have Earthquake there with Mold Breaker. It hits everything on their team except for Mandibuzz, because it hits Rotom as well, because of the Mold Breaker ability. And then we have Dragon Claw. I don't think I'll be clicking that too much, but it depends. It really does depend. I have to play really smart versus his status because he has Will-O-Wisp, he has Thunder Wave as options, Toxic as well on 2 Pokemon too. So I do have to play smarter around status. So maybe Facade could work better than Dragon Claw. But I do like the Dragon Claw just because it's a strong move versus Mandibuzz. In general, it's just very strong. But I might change it to Facade. We'll see, depending on how things go moving forward. But next up, we have Kuma. My Pangoro is coming once again off the bench this week. And I have enough speed for Min Speed Mandibuzz. Basically, it's Taunt, Substitute, Bulk Up, and Power Trip. The way Power Trip works is it gets stronger and stronger for every single boost you have. It gets plus 20 power for the boost. Now, with the 4 attack EVs, Adamant Nature, I knock out the Rune, Max Defense, Max HP, if I have 2 Bulk Ups, guaranteed. I knock it out. Taunt allows me to deal with Haze, Toxapex. With the max HP 36 Spadef, I'm not 2-hit KO'd. My sub isn't broken by Sludge Bomb, by Poison Jab, by Scald from Toxapex. Specifically not Poison Jab too because I'm bulking up as well. Helps me check the Rotom. Of course, it could have Will-O-Wisp. Behind a sub, it can deal with Espeon as well. Initially, I was going to use a Drain Punch set, but Power Trip, just the damage output was so good. Like, even like this thing, if the Mandibuzz doesn't have Brave Bird, and if it's actually not a faster taunt variant, because he very well could run Mandibuzz with enough speed for Pangoro, but that's a good amount of speed on Mandibuzz, which means that it takes away from how well it can take hits from Pokemon like Gardevoir or Pokemon like Haxorus or even Cinderace. So it's kind of hard to run things like that, but Taunt can help me just with setup, opposing setup. The cool thing with Mold Breaker and Taunt is that Alcremie, even though its ability means it can't be taunted, it can't be encored, Pangoro can actually do that versus that. And yeah, just being able to bulk up and maybe go for an endgame Power Trip win is something that Pangoro can do. It can also help me break Toxapex early, opening up Cinderace a lot more in this game. Obviously, this set is hard-walled by the Alcremie, but not really. Like, if he doesn't switch into it early enough, and I get enough boosts, I'm faster than Alcremie, and my Power Trip can 2-hit KO even a defensive variant, right, if I have enough boosts. I think if I'm +4, I 2-hit KO it easily. I think even +3, 2-hit KOs it easily because of bulk ups. And the cool thing is, of course, Foul Play is not breaking my sub from Mandibuzz. He only needs Brave Bird, and Brave Bird is kind of like an iffy slot because you need Brave Bird, you need Roost, either Knockoff or Foul Play. I think U-Turn is necessary as well, Mandibuzz too. And even default, so like that Mandibuzz might not have room to run Brave Bird this game, is what I'm saying. Next up, we do have Chopper, my Piloswine, and I have enough attack investment to basically have an 84% chance, if I'm not mistaken, to 2-hit KO max defense, max HP Toxapex that's not running Black Sludge. Now, I believe that he will be running Pyapa Berry Toxapex. It could be running Black Sludge, but if it isn't running Pyapa Berry, it definitely has some special defense to deal with Gardevoir, I would say, and so I can 2-hit KO that. We have the max HP and the 180 Spadef with the Eviolite. By the way, guys, for people who always say, why do you bring Piloswine instead of Mamoswine? This is a draft league. Mamoswine was taken. Piloswine was a different Pokemon in the draft. And Eviolite Piloswine is really bulky as well. But yeah, basically this can sponge up status too. Even like Hex, Rotom can't deal with it. Specifically because I'm running Earthquake, Rest for that longevity, and typically Rest is bad because Pokemon can set up, but a lot of his setup mons besides Diggersby are special attackers, so my Piloswine can rest off a lot of the hits because it's more specially bulky, especially because I'm running Amnesia. Now the cool thing about Amnesia is it raises my special defense +2, right? But it also has 32 PP, so it's really good for PP stalling as well. And I mean, even if Toxapex crits me, it can't break Piloswine. I think Scald is like 19 to 20, something around that, right? I was really careful in nature when I was calculating, but I'm faster than Toxapex as well, so that will allow me to 2-hit KO it. And this can sponge up status, and even like this might be something he might not be able to break through, provided it doesn't get crit, right? He really needs to crit this thing in order to beat it, because Amnesia just makes me way too bulky. And with the 76 attack investment, I actually do some damage with Earthquakes. And Icicle Spear is there just to deal with the Mandibuzz as well as the Rotom. Last but not least, we have my Assault Vest Gardevoir. We're running Psyshock, Moonblast, and Mystical Fire that basically hits his entire team for neutral and or super effective damage. Psyshock is better because it can hit on the physical side versus Calm Mind on Creamy. And then Moonblast is just very spammable versus his team. I do have 12 attack EVs with a Timid Nature, and I do have Shadow Sneak. That's because Moonblast into Shadow Sneak knocks out Specs Rotom. Basically, unless he's running like a lot of HP, guaranteed. Because the minimum I can do on Moonblast and the minimum I can do on Shadow Sneak are enough to rock out Rotom. So even then, like even if I don't get like mid, I get high rolls, I can deal with that. With the 12 attack EVs. So the enough speed for the Diggersby, because after that he's basically faster with everything. And with the traceability, I can come in on Toxapex, I can get that Regenerator. I am expecting this Toxapex to either run Sludge Bomb or Poison Jab. Poison Jab can deal with if it's something like you know, like a Calm Mind Gardevoir or anything like that, especially with the Pyapa Berry. And this can help me deal with that. This also gives me, I think, a really good lead in this game because before I would be maybe scared of Espeon or scared of Rotom, but if he leads off of Rotom, I just Moonblast into Shadow Sneak, and I do as much damage as possible. And again, Gardevoir is just something that is very hard for him to switch into. But yeah, that's what we have, guys, today for the team that we're going to be using. Stay tuned for the battle versus Auto. I'll see you guys in a sec. All right, guys, so we are here with my Week 7 battle of the WBE. Of course, you know, got the NY Dreepys right here. We're taking on Auto. Let us see what my man has. No Alcremie. Okay. Hey, we take those. That actually makes life a little bit easier. Diggersby for sure is a problem though, but I love my choice band. Hattress in this. Smart that they brought the Flareon. I actually think it's very good versus me. Let me write this down. Mandibuzz. Rotom. Diggersby. Toxapex, Flareon, Espeon. Okay, so my Pangoro is really good here. If I get it in versus Toxapex, I think it can go in. But, I mean, he might have just surprised me completely and be bringing a really offensive team. We're going to lead off with Gardevoir. I think that's always my lead because they have Rotom. That can be a giant threat versus me. I mean, I also like my Hattress there, but I think Rotom is just too much of a threat for me to not lead off with this Pokemon, right? But yeah, have fun, Auto. Hopefully we can get an interview with him after. Definitely not bringing Alcremie is like whoa to me, but that's all right. Gardevoir, whatever it's in versus, it basically just clicks buttons. And me having Choice Band Cinderace helps me deal with Espeon because I can just U-turn. They lead off with Espeon. So my play here is to always Moonblast, I feel. If they're choice specs, that's fine. I do about close to 70% if anything. So we're Moonblast right now. They may also switch out to Flareon. Anticipating me to Moonblast. Or Shadow Ball. They can also pivot into their... they go right for Shadow Ball. So if this does... If that did over half, I would have said that that is specs, but that is not specs at all. And I actually get a special attack drop, which is pretty big. Yeah, that's really big. We're going to follow it up with a Psyshock, since Psyshock will be able to knock out Espeon. And I don't have to really fear them. It also hits Flareon upon switching. Like, I really don't have to fear right here that Espeon is now weakened. So I think that might be Choice Scarf Espeon. I'm not sure, but Psyshock does pick up the KO. It does 35% min. And like I said, it also hits Toxapex and it hits Flareon upon switching too. So I expect one or the other. They do go Flareon. This is going to do a lot, about 70 to 83% if they are not physically defensive. If they are physically defensive, then it'll do a lot less. And we do see a Toxic Orb on them. Quick Attack does not have a chance to knock me out. If I'm not mistaken, no it does not. So we'll just go right for another Psyshock and we'll knock out Flareon, which will open up my Pyro Balls. So that's great for me. I basically, even if they, like they might not even have Quick Attack. But the most it could do is 64, and I'm at 79. I already have these calcs ready. So they switch out to go Rotom. Ooh. Rotom's going to take a lot from this. Yeah, Rotom takes a ton from that, and that actually puts them in range of... Shadow Sneak is close. Shadow Sneak is very close. You know what? I might as well. Like, unless they're specs, they won't be able to knock me out. Let me do this. Let me just Shadow Sneak them. My Gardevoir is really doing amazing amounts of work here. This actually isn't a KO. Only Moonblast would have made it a KO. But they go right for Hex, which actually does not knock me out. So, yep, I already knew it wouldn't. Because of my Assault Vest. So now we can go right for another Shadow Sneak. We have Espeon at about 30%. Flareon at about the same percentage. They might go Diggersby. And Rotom at about, what was it, 5%? As they go into Mandibuzz. They are Rocky Helmet on Mandibuzz. Nice. Really nice. So, I don't mind going out into, I think, my Piloswine here. I do a lot of damage to them. Rotom is at about 5%, which is really strong. I just need to be careful around the... I'm just going to Ice Spear. I just got to be careful around the potential... Oh, this mom might actually solo them. The Diggersby. So they have Rocky Helmet on Mandibuzz. Basically, had they not been Helmet, the game plan would have been to switch and get the Regenerator. But Gardevoir just did an insane amount of work early on. Flareon at 30% and poisoned. This Icicle Spear will knock out Espeon if they opt to go out to that. And this just becomes a giant threat for them. Plus I can default. They also have no Brave Bird switchings now that Flareon and Rotom are so low. So they do switch. As they bring out their Espeon, probably expecting me to go for Rocks. Icicle Spear, I have Attack Investment. This will definitely 2 KO Espeon. You can give me that. So now they have nothing faster than my Pangoro, besides everything on their team. So that's great. We get rid of Espeon. Helmet, KO's Gardevoir. I guess they might go... They might go out to Diggersby. They may go Flareon as well. Flareon. Smart play. Sewer Power actually has a solid chance of knocking me out. So we're going to switch here. Haxorus is kind of necessary. I could go Cinderace. Honestly, that's a tough turn. I don't want to give them too much leeway. I honestly think I just go Haxorus. Yeah, as good as Haxorus is, I go Haxorus for sure. Superpower doesn't KO me, which is great. And I can go for first impression after to knock them out. Yep. I live on that small percentage. And they're Guts as well, so I can actually bop them after. I'm just going to go for first impression here, just in case they do have the quick attack. And if they go Mandibuzz, I'll die anyway, so it's not a big deal. As they do go out to Mandibuzz, nice. Flareon a threat, but it dies to Pyro Ball at this point. And depending on how much this does, okay, they are fully physically defensive. Good to know, good to know. So, Rocky Helmet knocking out multiple of my Mons. Definitely just make the Choice Band Pyro Ball play here. What we want to happen is for me to get in my... my Pangoro to win, right? I guess technically I just kind of opened up Diggersby for my opponent because I got rid of my first impression Mon. But I couldn't play around like the facade right there. This Pyro Ball does so much damage too. As they switch out. That's fair. That's very fair. Good damage as well to physically defensive Toxapex. I actually get a burn, which is pretty annoying for them since they don't have any recovery, I would say. And I think what I'll do is... I'll make the Piloswine play because I'm max Spadef, and also if they're physical, they can't touch me now either. I'm still going for that Pangoro endgame, but I have to be really careful about it. They throw off a Scald. Shouldn't matter too much. I'm not going to take much from them anyway. And now they have to worry about tanking an Earthquake. Though I'm actually going to Icicle Spear over Earthquake, just in case they decide to go hard Rotom. I want to give them no openings, you know? Yep. Especially based on how he's playing. As they go Mandibuzz. I wonder how many hits Piloswine's going to get. It was 2. That was how many I was wondering. All right. Right out to Cinderace we go. If they knock me, so be it. I still have Pyro Ball to basically kill everything besides Toxapex. If they U-turn, it's okay. It's just that Flareon's annoying. So they have Roost. I haven't seen any other attacks from them. At all. Let's Pyro Ball. I haven't seen any attacks from them. I do have Pangoro, which can come in on Toxapex. But I just got to be careful. If they're Rocky Helmet, they're definitely physically defensive, though. That Rotom is the only thing kind of stopping me from going Corviknight and clicking buttons. And the fact that Flareon can come out after and click Flare Blitz. Alright, they let me hit them with a Pyro Ball. Nice, this will do about half. Yep, just about half. As they go for Foul Play. So we see Foul Play and Roost. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to make the Pangoro play. I don't expect them to want to stay in and allow me to hit them with this. They do have a Toxapex. And I do knock them out. And this is where we start having fun with this Mon. As they do go, what I'm expecting to be that Toxapex. Yup. This is where we start having fun with this Mon, baby. Also because of the burn, I only need +3 to KO Toxapex. It does 89, so... Sub up, baby. Let's go. And there it is. Big boy's in. Scald is a 2-hit KO on my sub. Scald is a 2-hit KO on my sub. And I can taunt them as well. So we'll bulk up here. Let's see if Pangoro can do it. Because I need to also end up behind a sub while beating them. And we just sub up again. If they haze, it's not a big deal. I can just sub and taunt. So, and I'm slowly but surely wearing them down into +3 range. Sub. If they have haze, they have haze. They might scout for Earthquake here. If they go Mandibuzz, I'll taunt that, and then they'll give me another bulk up. They could go Rotom. If they give me Flareon, that's great. That opens up my Corviknight. They decide to go Rotom. Scouting right here, that's fine. Nice. So unfortunately, if I'm not mistaken, Rotom does break my sub with Volt Switch. Yeah, it does. Just gonna Power Trip here. Knock out Rotom if possible. As a Thunderbolt. Alright, so we get rid of Rotom, which opens up Corviknight. Great. So now Corviknight's opened up, as I already mentioned. Corviknight's good. Rotom goes down. Get my leftovers. Diggersby is still a problem. I may very well have enough speed for the... Not for Flareon. No way, right? Probably not for Flareon. But yeah, Corviknight has no Brave Bird switchings. No Brave Bird plus taunt answers. There goes Flareon. I would say that I think Piloswine is supposed to take it now. Damn, Flareon was a smart bring versus me. Yeah, okay, they Flare Blitz, which is great. Piloswine might be able to live that, and they'll die to recoil. Oh, that boy barely lived. Woo, but they definitely died. Nice, so Flareon's gone without me having to sack a Pokemon. This thing technically could still even come in on the what's it called? This thing can rest on pecs too. And if they go Diggersby, I think they have to be banded to knock me out. If they go pecs, I'll rest. Flareon was a problem. If I brought rocks, this would be very nice. Okay, so they have Roost and Foul Play on Mana Buzz. What else? Foul Play. Are they Taunt? They go Diggersby. I'm going to go Corviknight just to see like what their Diggersby set is. If they go for U-turn or not Fire Punch, obviously I know they're banded, but I'll figure out that they're banded rather. Let's see if they go for Fire Punch. They go for Bulk Up. Uh-oh. Is it Bulk Up Quick Attack? I might have just lost. I might have just lost my first game, guys. We'll taunt right here. We'll taunt right here for sure. Damn, he was really smart not to bring out Creamy. Oh, I get burnt immediately too. But that doesn't really matter, I think. I wonder if it's Quick Attack. I think I sack my my Corviknight and I attempt to rest with Piloswine on Toxapex if I force it out. So I have a Brave Bird here. Uh-oh. Like, even if they're Expert Belt or Sash, that's pretty big. How's a Brave Bird? Ah, the undefeated season looks like it's going to be gone. Maybe I should have kept Haxorus. But Flareon was so much of a threat. Flareon was so much of a threat. Maybe even keeping Gardevoir. I guess we'll see if they have Quick Attack. If they don't have Quick Attack, I'm gonna U-turn here because I have to go off them. Yep. All right. Good game, bro. Well played. It looked like Gardevoir was messing him up early game, but then that is not what happened. Well played, bro. Well played. That is actually not what ended up happening. That's crazy. Diggersby really just flipped this game around. I guess I'll bulk up just in case they're like min speed. Woo! Good prep. So, I guess I shouldn't have played as aggressively as I did. I knew I would play aggressively with Gardevoir, but I didn't know it would bite me back this much in the back. Because then Mana Blast plus Pex became a little bit more annoying. I figured I could set up with my Pangoro earlier. Did not work out. So unfortunately, guys, the New York Dreepys are... what's it called? We're 6-1 right now. We do not have an undefeated season. Auto has beaten us. Good game to Auto. Well played, bro. Good Diggersby prep. For sure. Flareon was a fire bring. And I could have kept Gardevoir around to be faster as well. I was really worried about them being what's it called? Should I have Moonblasted? Let me just run a calc real quick. Well played, bro. How much does Moonblast do to Flareon? Okay, on Rotom, I probably should just went Piloswine. That would have helped me. Cause wait, why is this not here? This is my set. Yeah, so versus Rotom, I definitely should have just went out into Piloswine. Because I knew it wasn't in the roll, but if it was, well, it probably lived on 2 HP. But if it did kill, I kept my Mon alive, and then I could Moonblast the Mandibuzz and smack it. But yeah, good game, bro. Well played. Well played. I hope you guys all enjoyed. I'll get a little interview with him. I apologize, everybody. I have to play 3 Draft League games in a row. But yeah, it was still fun. Dude had a Flareon. That's sick. I'll see you guys next time. Check out Auto. And yeah, let's get the interview. All right, guys, we are here with Auto, who has ended my undefeated season. Say hi, everybody. Well, to them.
Hey, hi guys, how you doing?
Yeah, it was a solid game, man. I definitely thought that Gardevoir was crushing you in the beginning.
Oh yeah, it did. And the Shadow Sneak, man, I was blown away by that. Like I
Yeah,
was like, wait, he's this? What?
it was a roll to kill Rotom, but I shouldn't have went for it either way. I think I should just went Palace One. Live looking back at it, because I didn't know about your Rocky helmets on Mandibuzz or apparently Toxapex.
Hmm.
So basically, obviously, that would have kept my Gardevoir, and then like my you could look at my what's it called, my Palace One if you want, but like it
Yeah.
walls the special attackers.
Oh yeah, it definitely did. Like the thing with your like the reason I stayed is like my SPM was originally like scarfed for outspeeding a potential Dragon Dance Hexorus,
Hmm.
but the Assault Vest definitely was something I didn't account for because looking at my cards, I was like, okay, well, if he has Shadow Ball, he two shots me, but I also two shot him and I'm faster, even if he's scarfed. So I mean, that's just being the Assault Vest. That was the good thing on the God of War. They are putting a lot of pressure on me early game,
Yeah, I mean
especially
obviously,
with the predicting it. You also got my Flareon right.
yeah, yeah. I think I should have. Flareon was a giant threat though, regardless, just because of I shouldn't have let Haxorus take the hit, but because I knew that Diggersby would be a problem in the end, but I thought I could win before with Pangoro potentially. But
Oh yeah,
like
for sure.
like Rotom being alive at the HP it's at, and then what's it called? The double Rocky helmet. That Rocky helmet was fire. That was a good play. I thought you'd be heavy duty boots just because Mandibuzz is 2 KO'd by Banded Cinderace's Pyro Ball.
Hmm.
So with
Yeah,
rocks,
yeah.
guaranteed.
So the reason for this is, and also by the way, on the points of Pangoro, if I was really scared if the Pangoro had Bullet Punch there, because if
Ah,
it had, it like killed me because I took damage on both Rotom and Flareon.
yeah.
But that's the thing. And the Rocky helmets basically because Mandibus definitely was heavy duty boots for a long time.
Hmm.
But Mandibus was mainly designed to switch on Hexorus because even the banded Hexorus doesn't two shot me with this spread, even with Rocks up.
Mm.
So I went for Rocky Helmet because I did a bunch of cogs with my front office, and basically the end game was you guys can see the Diggersby with the weakness policy, which didn't got to pop, but if you get the bulk up, we could get the weakness policy first, either Pilot Swine, but we were mainly hoping for a Body Press Corviknight
Mm.
because you would switch that in on Diggersby most
Of
likely.
course.
And if we do that, like we click bulk up and we pop the weakness policy, um, at that point, a +3 quick attack, I needed just one round of Rocky Helmet on Hexorus, and I
Yeah.
also needed one round of Rocky Helmet on Cinderace. So that's
Yeah.
why
And then it did
all
enough.
of my
Yeah.
switch hits for those had Rocky Helmet.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm noticing right here that your Flareon was slower than my Pangoro, so I
Yeah.
could have gotten the kill and kept my Piloswine alive.
That was a really aggressive speed creep for my Flareon.
Yeah, that's Wait, what was it supposed to?
It was supposed to outpace Corviknight.
Oh,
Like,
and also
like a bit invested Corviknight.
all right. So I guess Power Trip that turn. I'm just looking at like what I could have done. So I definitely shouldn't have stayed in on Rotom, but the Rocky Helmet prep was like smart. I thought you'd bring Pyapa Berry because Gardevoir specs or life like in general is really strong versus you. Not like maybe specs, but Extra Bell or Life Orb, and your responses are non-existent. So I thought
Yeah.
that was a thing. But like obviously like Espeon versus the lead, you weren't thinking that there. You were thinking, okay, I had to KO you, and that makes it easier.
Yeah, for sure. That's the main reason there that we that we did it in prep. And it's
Hmm.
like I definitely realized that God of War was an issue, which is also why I led off with Espeon. So I wasn't in a position where I would have to auto swap, but
Yeah.
then you turn out to be AV, and also of course the special attack drop.
Yeah,
Made it
so
not
that-
really my favorite to
yeah.
stay in at that point.
And plus, Psyshock killed you anyway. I would live the hit anyway, but Psyshock killed you, which was the reason why I clicked it. Like it wasn't even a prediction; it was just the best play on Flareon. I think I definitely, yeah, probably shouldn't have risked that roll on Rotom at that point. I'm just looking at it, or at least because if I went this, I could trace like your Toxapex can't touch my Gardevoir apparently. I'm looking at it, no Sludge Bomb or Poison Jab, so I could trace Toxapex and then infinitely come back in and out and be a bit of a problem. I really like that Rocky Helmet prep though. I definitely did not expect that. And Flareon in general, like Facade Flare, that's super solid versus me too.
Yeah, that's and also with the rest talk. Like even though that Facade does not get powered up by rest, Gut still does. So even if am in first your Corviknight, which your Corviknight should never break from me,
Yeah.
I can still click rest and I can sleep talk to turn after. And as long as I don't get crazy unlucky, that should still give me big hits. So basically, the whole team was designed around getting everything in range in order to
Diggers be sweet. Yeah, I like that.
do something. And I mean, like what you said, like looking at your side, you could have stayed in with Pangoro because you should have been faster at that point. Which I mean, you could argue that when you're in at that point and when you're already set up, that you could try to go for, but I definitely understand preserving the Pangoro.
Yeah.
Still could come in on toxic packs.
I was looking at it like if I did stay in there, I think it won. So it was my bad looking at it because Diggersby doesn't do enough, and I still have a full HP Police one in the back. Well, not full HP, but
at that point I had to throw Diggersby, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah. No, that was still, like I said, that was still really well played, especially after adapting to the early Gardevoir. And like I said, I feel like if anything, I really misplayed my Gardevoir looking back at it, but I really like the Flareon Bring a lot, and I like the Rotom was expected, and I really like the Diggersby setup too. That's cool.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time on that one. I mainly Vebs in my front office with this set, as we did a ton of calcs on like where do we want to put EVs, like how aggressive do we want to speed creep Goldenite because we want to be fast, because we want the +1 bulk before taking a body press. Because basically the thing was EV'd to give us the highest chances at still outspeeding Goldenite, and then living a body press into a banded first impression from Hexorus.
Yeah.
That's basically what the bulk was for at +1.
That makes sense. I like that a lot. And to be able to eat the hits. Like I said, well played. That's it. That's all I have to say. Like, I definitely I made a mistake early, and you were able to capitalize with your Flareon and whatnot. And me switching out Pangoro, I really thought Flareon would be max speed because it naturally outspeeds Pangoro. But yeah, no, well played. I have no other words.
That could have cost me. In the end, what I think was what won me this game is take the right turn to get in Rotom Pangoro. That kind of saved me.
Yeah.
At that point, even though I did have haste, you were still in a position to keep setting up.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be in that position. And like in the end, like I don't think like you couldn't predict double Rocky Helmet. I don't think that's something that's.
Yeah, I really like. I didn't. I thought it made more sense, like I said, because Gardevoir outspeeds all your team except for the Rotom and the Espeon. So like offensively, like and defensively, like I was surprised you didn't bring out Creamy versus me.
Yeah.
But like with like Flash Fire Flareon or something.
Yeah, it was close, but ultimately like we were prepping with 7 Pokemon. Alcremie was the 7th, and we just had to cut down one, and Alcremie was like less of a piece in the game plan, if you understand what I mean. It's like Flareon had a clearer job this week than Alcremie overall, just being nice, and it kind of sounds silly to not bring the broken mechanic in Gigantamax. But,
no, but I mean, I did the same exact thing.
Yeah. It's just that Flareon had a more interesting thing here, because it could come in on Corviknight, and basically as long as you didn't stay in, I could always click the start. So it opened doors for Diggersby better than Alcremie did for me this week. That's
fair. That's completely fair. And not to mention, if you got up the sun for me, then I got my sun boosted Pyro Balls, which would be really nice.
Let's not do that.
But yeah, guys.
Already hurt.
Go ahead and check out Otto. His link will be down below. I no longer have an undefeated season. I also have no idea how I'm going to do in the other games because I'm playing them all in the same day. But because I'm on vacation, which is why I basically made 3 teams today to play. That's a lot. But check out Otto. His link will be down below. And yeah, anything else to say, bro?
No. Just have fun with your other matches. Good luck at players, as you're like the only one.
Oh yeah, I'm guaranteed. So,
you're guaranteed. So I mean, hopefully will turn out to be a good run for you this season.
Do you have a shot at making playoffs?
Yes, I do. Because basically everyone but the bottom 2 have, I believe.
Okay.
So currently we're 3 and 4, which if we beat Dan next week, we go 4 and 4. It just depends on the other results, but of course we have to beat Dan ourselves. So that's also something we have to look at.
Hey man, well nice. Well, guys, go ahead and check him out. His channel link will be down below. You can see his side of the battle. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel, bro. And good prep. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.